Hey Libra. Hey, welcome to you and welcome to your reading. Okay, so I'm getting an image in from Spirit, which is going to set the theme for your reading today. But I really like the scene that I'm seeing here, Libra, and what Spirit is showing me. What they're kind of like painting a picture of and showing me the animation of for you, Libra, is that you are in this scene sitting on the beach. Now, it's almost like you came to the beach on a day that's not the weekend, or it's a day that where the crowds are really low. Like it's just sparsely populated with a few people that are like on the beach there with you. And I see you, Libra, sitting by the water's edge. So you're right at the edge of the water. And what's really important here is the ocean is like really serene. Like the whole scene is very serene. So you're sitting by the edge. There's the water that's like coming up like near you, but it's just kind of low, like slow. It is kind of low. It's kind of like a bit of a lazy kind of water coming in, and you're hearing the sound of the water. You're like really relaxed. You can hear as well like a seagull in the distance, so you're hearing that. But you're like really content, Libra. And I'm really struck by this because the last like few readings, the readings I've done for you over the last few months of my channel, since it's so new, have just been, I feel like you've been really going through it. And there's something about this scene where you're just like really relaxed and really at peace. So there's something really peaceful, and you're specifically content. You're really content. Okay, so that's the first part of the scene they're showing me. And then it's almost like you're really like just happy and content being by yourself here, just like looking out over the ocean, just taking in all of the sensory experience of it. And then you kind of look over to your left, and over to your left, you're looking at kind of the ocean shore and kind of down into the distance. And, you know, a little ways away in the distance, there's someone that's walking, okay? And they're walking like really slowly, kind of towards you. They're walking towards you, but it is definitely a person. And it's someone that you are connected to. Okay, so that feels really important here, like someone you're connected to. And I really like this energy because their energy as well is relaxed. It's very like they're just walking and also enjoying the experience, and there's no sort of rush. There's no rushing in this scene whatsoever. But it's very clear from Spirit, and what as Spirit is telling me is that like you are connected to this person, like you both are connected. It feels like there's like a lot of love there, love of any kind, but it feels like there's some sort of like familiar connection there, okay? And what's important is that you both are comfortable. What Spirit is telling me is you both are comfortable together and apart. So you're comfortable together and apart. And that feels really important because it seems like there's a level of like knowing and trust between you and this person, which this person can represent any number of things. It could be an actual person. It could also be like a part of yourself, or maybe a dynamic of yourself you're coming to terms with. But it just feels like there's a level of knowing and trust of like, you can be together, you can be apart, and there's just this feeling of contentment and satisfaction in both states of being. Okay, so I really am getting a very strong sense of like this. And what I'm hearing is this is what interdependence looks like, okay? This is what interdependence looks like. So I'm gonna write that down really quickly. Because that feels really important for you, Libra. And so we're gonna go ahead and get into it, but that's sort of the theme I have. I think, one more card. Okay, yeah, we're gonna pull one more card here to continue like kind of building out this theme. So let's go ahead and do that, Libra, but I don't know if this is a connection you're in. I'm not getting the sense necessarily it is, but I do feel like it's something you're aiming for. okay? And that Spirit has a top right with this card. Okay. Yeah. So here's the other card they gave you. Again, this is part of the scene we're building here. It says preserve, it says security, it says forethought, it says thrift. This is upright. I'm hearing upright and reverse. Okay. And it seems like the big piece of this that's coming through, especially as what we were talking about, that's really connected into this energy, is security. So I feel like that's really the feeling that you're kind of going towards, and that you want to have within these connections or this dynamic or this situation, whatever it is that this like applies to. So definitely please apply this to your situation in any way that it belongs. This doesn't have to be around necessarily a connection, although that seems like the example we're going to be using here today, just from the kind of scene and the metaphor that Spirit is giving, okay? But this can apply, again, across any domain, so just place that where it belongs. Okay, so I'm getting that. The other part that's coming through here, why this card is coming out in reverse, is because I'm hearing the word or the phrase pack rat. You know what's interesting? Is that what this is? I was just, so this is definitely part of your reading, because I was just thinking about this. I was like, it came into my awareness, I think yesterday evening, as I was having the build up to your reading, Libra, but Spirit started like, or started getting like communications in around an anxious attachment style. And so it makes sense now that's coming up, but it feels like that's part of this reading or part of your reading here. And what's coming through with the pack rat, it's almost like it's an energy of like trying to emotionally hoard. Okay, you see this like little squirrel who has like all these little, I don't know, preserves, and they're like eating something, and there's kind of like again a pack rat energy here. And I think Spirit again is trying to like give you the vision of what interdependence actually looks like. And I feel like there's an energy here of wanting you to kind of I'm hearing them say thrift some of this out. Again, this is a metaphor, okay? Thrift some of this out so that way you can actually come into like your own space within yourself that feels comfortable, that feels really grounded and content. Again, that word is so strong here, that word contentment, but that you feel content being by yourself and with yourself, and that you're able to give yourself all the things you need, but then to also be in connection and trust that connection is intact, even if you're not necessarily like I'm hearing in constant communication or in constant proximity to each other, okay? Because I'm really, again, it's really clear in this scene for you, Libra, that this person is like down, they're definitely down a ways on the beach here, but you are very content, they look very content, and there's a knowing and a trust and a love that's there, that no matter how far apart you both are, that it's completely okay. And there's this just, again, there's this energy here of like you not even feeling like pulled to go join them. You're just like, I'm actually really comfortable right here, and if they happen to come this way, that's great, and we'll connect when we connect. But it just, I feel like that's the energy that Spirit wants you in, but that's not the energy that you're in right now, okay? All right, so that feels like this is about to be kind of a deep reading. I get the sense of that. So if that feels like it resonates with you, then just keep on watching. If for any reason that feels like it doesn't resonate with you, like no worries at all. Feel free to check out one of the other videos for one of your other signs that I have up for you right now, okay? Because that may be more emphasized. All right, Spirit, let's go ahead and get deeper into this message. I do want to ask what's going well for you. This reading applies for the next 2 weeks from whatever it's finding you. Okay, and I'm hearing for some of you for a couple of months. Okay, what's going well for Libra? You want me to cut the deck? Yeah, okay, hold on. They want me to cut the deck, hold on. For some of you, this is an energy that's permeating, okay? And I feel like a theme of 2025 yeah, of something you're working through is moving into interdependence and out of this anxious attachment style. If you're not currently working on that, there is a recommendation for some of you. If you don't know, maybe this is subconscious for you, but this is something Spirit wants you to look at. Okay, so do you want this card? All right, let's keep going. What's going well? Do you want all these cards? All right, let's keep going. What's going well for Libra? I knew we were going to see this card. I freaking knew we were going to see this card. Literally, Nine of Cups. I was like, contentment. Like this is the card of contentment, okay? Like in the traditional version of the Nine of Cups, you'd see someone who's sitting there looking very content with the nine cups behind them. It obviously looks like this in this card, but it's almost like, again, you're content with yourself, almost like you are the one like sitting with the crown here, and you're giving yourself all the things you need, all the cups. And again, cups in tarot speak to they can speak to emotions. That's how it's coming through in this reading. It's almost like you're giving yourself the emotional fulfillment that you need, okay? And if that means you sitting on the beach by yourself while, you know, whatever happens, other people are doing their thing, that's exactly it. But there's a wanting you to come into like alignment with yourself here. There's an energy here of like wanting you to just be like content within yourself and your own energy, and within being like alone, okay? And not alone as in, we're never ever truly alone living this experience. Like that's actually a complete illusion, because it just is. There are like billions of people living on this planet and we're all connected. So like that's total illusion, but it's more of you being comfortable doing things solo, or being in this, or existing in the state of being solo, okay, and alone in that version of the word, okay? It's just like you're comfortable with yourself, you're comfortable being by yourself, okay? All of those things. So that's actually what's coming through here. And actually in the traditional version of this card, there is a person who's sitting there by themselves with the Nine Cups, okay? So again, I sense that's what Spirit wants you to kind of like elevate within your life, is kind of or look at, or sort of come into better understanding of how you are when you're alone. Okay, now what's going well for you is, I feel like, again, there's an opportunity here for you to come into this contentment, into this satisfaction. There's a potential with this card. I don't get the sense that's the energy right now. And I feel like, do you want me to say that? Okay, so Libra, like you are an incredible card. You are an incredible archetype, okay? The archetype of Libra is very much so the energy of realizing we're not alone and there are others outside of us, okay? And that's why Librans tend to get the sort of like understanding of them being very like gregarious, of being very like kind of in community or connected with other people, or, you know, friendship is a very big component to the Libra archetype. There's just this, like, again, with the Justice card as well, tarot card, but which is connected into you, Libra. It's just this energy of understanding and realizing there are others, okay, which is really great. But I feel like what happens is sometimes with the Justice in reverse, is the way Spirit's showing it in my mind's eye, we get out of balance, and I feel like it's really easy sometimes, especially with the Libra archetype, to become overly dependent on others for either contentment, emotional satisfaction, to kind of like fill you up in a way. Okay, and I feel like Spirit wants to really realign that energy through this reading today. Okay, so let's go deeper into this, because I feel like it's kind of one of the reason we're talking about this and why Spirit keeps bringing this up is because it's one of these sort of like challenges that you will continuously face throughout your life, because you are emphasized as a Libra. Like you have placements in Libra, so that means that this is something that you will have to be like more conscious of, okay? And so I just feel like right now you're kind of in this, a little bit of a lesson plan of coming back into being comfortable by yourself, really, truly, and being like fulfilled by yourself, okay? And I feel like I did a reading for you on this a couple months back. It was one of the first readings I did for you on this channel. So I feel like this theme is coming back up again, but it just, you know, it's coming in waves, just like this ocean. So let's go deeper into this message, Spirit. What's on top? This one and that one. Okay. All right, so they gave me a couple cards. Here we go. Hold on. Yep. 3 of Cups. I knew it. Yep. This is about your connection to others. Okay. This is a card of connection to others. You literally see the others on this card. I was talking about friendships. You see this? Yeah. Okay. So again, Spirit is trying to tell you, like, all of this adds up. Okay. This is the card of exactly what I'm talking about. And so Spirit is trying to say, coming in reverse, like, you have this part down really well. Okay, that's never going to be the issue for you, Libra. Not really. Now, you may be someone that you're like, maybe you're someone who's like, you know, I actually don't have that many friends, or I'm not, you know, very social, or don't have those connections. I'm sensing that for a couple of you here, but it still feels like, for whatever reason, there's this energy of like needing to kind of heal something within the domain of being with yourself, and that will allow you to kind of attract in those connections in a very healthy way, versus maybe whatever situation's happening right now where you're not maybe seeing yourself in that atmosphere or environment as much as you'd like. Okay, no matter what the situation is outside of yourself in terms of these connections, which again, I feel like most of you are probably in this energy, but for those of you who are like, I'm actually not, you know, in that currently, that's totally fine. But Spirit is trying to say, no matter what is actually happening outside of you, there's still a focus on internally the ways you feel secure within yourself. Remember that security on this card? Yeah, so that's actually the theme of this reading. How you feel secure and securely attached within yourself, by yourself, okay? And this overall, feeling secure within yourself leads to a secure attachment with others, okay? But right now, it just feels like there's like this like anxiety, anxiousness. Yeah, that's exactly it. Look, we got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. That's what Spirit's saying. The Nine of Pentacles upright is a card that speaks specifically to independence, okay? It speaks to independence. It's coming out in reverse for you. Like, they're telling me a hard in reverse for you, okay? It's almost like being reliant on others to feel, I don't know if it's happy, that's part of it, to feel content, to feel fulfilled, to feel like your life means something, to feel like you mean something, to feel like you're valuable. It means you have to be connected to others. And Spirit is saying that is not at all the case. You are valuable at all points, at all moments. And you are valuable even without those connections to others, even if this doesn't currently exist for you, okay? That's okay. You are still valuable. You are still lovable. You are still worthy of all of the things that you want for this life. Okay. So, and that's where, okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Wheel of Fortune upright, as well as Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That's exactly it. I feel like there's some sort of like shift that's needed here. They're showing me the wheel turning. They're showing me this wheel turning. It's like there needs to be a shift in this like perspective mindset, which actually will shift your fortune. So this is actually confirming the message that I said for some of you who were like maybe thinking like, oh, I don't have as many of these connections as I'd like, or, you know, the ones that we're talking about here. Again, what Spirit is trying to say here is like shifting this relationship within yourself will actually turn the Wheel of Fortune, okay, which is a good thing. Okay, it will actually turn it in your favor. But right now, we are so far in this energy of being like out of alignment with ourselves, okay? And it does feel kind of like enough so that we're gonna have like a reading and maybe an extended on this, okay? Like enough that Spirit like wanted to talk about it today. But this is the energy we want you in. That sort of like there's an independence here, but there's also an interdependence when we come to it, okay? You see both exist. Hey, those friendships and connections exist, and I can feel like I belong within those, but I also feel like by myself, I belong to myself, and I feel that sense of home, okay? Spirit wants you to have that feeling of home. And right now, a home within yourself. Again, being secure within yourself. And right now, it doesn't feel like that's here. Okay. And this maybe an event or situation is bringing you into this energy. Maybe this is something that's kind of like triggering you into sort of that anxious attachment, anxious like way of relating. So yeah, I feel like spirit is like trying to support you creating some distance here so that way you can have your own kind of space and time and just, expanse to be able to be with yourself. Okay, let's keep going. Is that it? All right, let's go deeper. 1 second here. Yeah, this feels really clear. This feels really clear, Libra. So let's go deeper. Can I ask what's triggering this, Spirit? Can we ask that? All right, let's get into it. I'm curious what's triggering this. Like, it feels like there's some anxiety coming up. Or there's like there's like an energetic hoarding of some sense. And especially when it comes to connections and relations, it's almost like, they're showing me an example right now, or a scene right now where it's almost like you had been trying to like date someone new, and they didn't text you back within like, you know, the amount of time that you were expecting. And so you're getting anxious and you're thinking like, oh, maybe I should like break this off, or, you know, maybe this isn't going to work out because, you know, maybe I've communicated that I'm an anxiously attached person and they're still not responding the ways that I need or as fast as I need. And spirit really, really like wants to, again, shift that dynamic and shift that perspective, or it's kind of in that energy. Okay. It doesn't have to be that. That's the example spirit is showing me, but it's almost like that, where it's like, well, if I don't hear from my friends within a certain amount of time, or if I don't get invited to all the things around town, then I'm going to feel like I'm just not worthy or lovable, or I'm not good enough, or I'm boring, or I'm, you know, it just kind of goes into this kind of negative thought spiral and negative spiral around yourself. Again, they're showing me the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's like it's spiraling out of control. They're actually showing me the wheel kind of like spinning off the hinge and coming off and kind of coming out of the frame of this card. It's just like, it's coming unhinged off this somehow. Okay. And spirit is like, that's not where we want you to be, and just wants you to like have an awareness that this is happening. So yeah, what is actually triggering this, spirit? I did get a bit of an energy. It seems like potentially a connection outside of yourself is triggering this. Is there anything else we need to see about that? Okay, it feels like maybe a connection outside of yourself is, or an event. Let's keep going. Yeah. Interesting. Is that right? Okay, so we have this card. It says sickle. Yeah, it says focus. It says regrowth. It says letting go. Totally. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, this may be kicked off by a loss you're experiencing. Now, that loss could be of any magnitude. It could be something as easy as like, maybe I lost the project at work, or it just like I was passed over for it, or it could be as big as maybe like losing someone outside of you. Okay, that kind of sends you back into kind of anxiously attaching. Okay, or that anxious attachment style. Okay, no matter what, there's an energy of being anxious here. Even if you don't necessarily identify as having an anxious attachment style, like spirit is really kind of pointing that out right now as like that's something that's coming through. Remember, we're not all just like one or the other in types in terms of attachment styles. Like we're usually varying degrees of multiples. Okay. So for whatever reason, again, I'm talking about this because that's what spirit keeps saying. They're really, really trying to bring that home of like wanting you to like focus in on this and to see it clearly, to really look at it. And it feels like coming into this like interdependent way of operating, which is through you becoming securely attached within yourself, or being secure within yourself, is really important to your growth. Like really, really, really important to your growth here. So there's the letting go bit is definitely around like letting go this way of operating, which I feel like is just really just too big to say. That's a really big way to say that. We're going to get like really specific in here and how you can potentially do that. But I think this is what Spirit wants you to just be aware of. Again, you see the kind of like sickle here cutting down the plants. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely coming in with that Death Tarot card energy. Oh, I see it. Okay. This is really interesting because Spirit was showing me, oh, wait, you see this. They're showing this to me. You see it almost kind of looks circular. They're showing this as connected in with the circle of the Wheel of Fortune card here, and almost like wanting you to cut off this cycle, wanting you to cut this, like it's almost coming through as like, it's a little bit of the World card, tarot card energy with the Wheel of Fortune here, but it's almost like wanting you to like cut this pattern, or again, let go of this pattern of connecting with others or connecting with different parts of yourself. Okay, do you want this anymore? Yeah, we have the Moss card. It says Moss, Agate. It says positivity, change. Yeah, that's what's on the table here. Like, again, they want you to shift this. They want you to change this. They want you to like come out of this, to let it go. Because I feel like you've been, and it's coming out in reverse, you've been in a, hold on. I'm getting a message for you, Libra. Hold on. It's coming in on my phone. Okay, I'll channel that in just a second. Okay, but you've been kind of in this spiral of negativity. It's been a spiral of negativity. And I just feel like, again, these two cards are saying the same thing. It's been this sort of like either looping thoughts, it feels like looping beliefs, that you are unlovable, that you are unworthy unless you are connected to others. Okay? And I feel like Spirit's like, that is so far from the reality. You are always valuable, always, at every single moment of your life. That never changes and never goes away. And it does not matter your connection or relation to others, but there's been this sort of like hyper focus on others. And for some of it, this is coming through a little bit as for some, a little bit people pleasing. There's definitely some people pleasing coming through of like, well, I need to kind of, mold myself to be what others need so I can fit in, belong, feel loved, feel like it's a little bit, can I say that? Yeah, okay. So let me like kind of explain this, because this is the way it's coming through from Spirit. It's coming through as a little bit of like a love drug, okay? It's almost like you feel the high of your like worth and your own like self-worth and valuability. I don't know if that's a word, but valuability. And you only feel, it seems like, loved by yourself and within yourself when you're in connections with others or in dynamics with others, which is so interesting. So when you are coming into connections with others, it doesn't even matter what the actual like content or the environment of that connection is. It doesn't even matter what the circumstances are. It feels like when you come into connection with others, suddenly it's like you're valuable. Okay, and you get kind of this like high and this rush, okay, coming into this connection. But it feels like when you're alone and by yourself, suddenly it's like this, there's like a crash. It's like, now I'm spinning out. Now I'm checking my phone constantly. Now I'm wondering what's next. Who else wants to hang out? Now it's, maybe it's online too, right? Again, you may be someone who, maybe this isn't happening like in person. Maybe this is through like virtual or online spaces where, I need to connect on Discord servers or, with others, or, there's kind of this, it's a little bit of like a dopamine hit or something where you just come into, okay, I'm in connection. Now I'm fine. Now I feel good. But as soon as you're kind of like on your own, you're detached, you've kind of like have some distance from others, right? Which is normal and healthy to have that. Suddenly there's this crash and burn kind of energy. That's what I'm hearing, crash and burn. Okay, so I feel like Spirit really wants you to look at this and really wants you to start healing this, because there is so much available for you when you come into a connection, a relationship with yourself in a healthy way that allows you to be comfortable being alone. And then you no longer have these energy spikes where I'm constantly looking for the next like source outside of me to provide that. Suddenly you become very like balanced and measured in your energy flow. Okay, Spirit wants you to come into a balance. Justice card upright, that's your tarot card, Libra, wants you to come into balance with this, so that way you feel like you're always recharging. Okay, not just when you're in connections with others, but that you feel deep down inherently valuable and worthy just by yourself, even by yourself. Just you, okay? And being alone. Okay. So that's what I have for you for the general reading. I actually do have this message we had that came in for you. I think, do you want to take that into the extended? No, okay. So let me channel that one really quickly. So I got a message in around living by yourself for someone here. So I feel like I'm getting a couple images around this, but I'm seeing someone who's in a relationship right now and they're living with their partner and they're anxiously attached. And it may be that maybe you're not even like technically in a relationship with this person. Maybe you were, maybe now they're your ex, and it's just like you don't feel comfortable living by yourself. So you're still continuing to live with this person. This is a metaphor, but it's also literal for someone. Okay. But it's almost like that, Libra. This is kind of a metaphor. It's almost like you're with this person, you're connected with this person, you maybe had been in a relationship with this person, but now you're like being roommates because you're not comfortable enough being by yourself to actually move out and just live by yourself. Again, you see that pack rat, and kind of like there's this energy of like, I just don't want to move or change, or I'm just going to keep it all. There's a hoarding to this. Okay. There's an energetic hoarding of like, I'm resisting the change that wants to happen. I'm resisting the letting go. Okay. I'm resisting me being by myself. There's a big resistance here to that energy. Okay. And so, yeah, so that was what was coming through, but that is the recommendation. So if for someone here, if that's kind of where you are, know this is your message, and that is absolutely the medicine. That's the medicine in your experience and what you're going through. All right, so we are definitely going into an extended. There's a lot more to say on this. I'm hoping in the extended we're going to do kind of the shadow work and the root work through this, and hopefully get more specifics around how you can start to work through this specifically and actually heal through it. Okay, so we're going to go deeper into that and hopefully maybe get into some of the core and root of where this started. But I'm going to open it up to channel and open it up to spirit in the extended on this channel. So we'll go ahead and do that. If you want to know more about the extended or booking a personal reading with me, that information is in the description box below. I am asking folks right now, because you may notice I have boxes in the background here. I'm in the process of moving because of the Los Angeles wildfires and all of the ash and smoke damage within my home that is drastically impacting my health and my dog's health. So we are trying to move as quickly as possible. I am asking for financial support from the community right now because I'm just a tarot reader. I'm actually not a celebrity. So most people here aren't, in fact. And yeah, so anyway, I'm asking for support. So if you could purchase an extended reading or purchase a personal reading with me, that would be really, really helpful. It would just directly help someone who's been impacted by this event. You know, if you feel like you want to just give a donation, because you can, I will have a link for that in the description box below. And please just know how grateful I am for any donations right now. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead into the extended. You can also just like, or feel like if you want to subscribe, that also helps the channel overall. There's that channel word. But yeah, Libra, I hope this is helpful. It feels like this is really loaded and really big, and it feels like it's definitely a theme that's surfacing again. And I feel like there's an event that happens over the next couple of weeks that kind of triggers you back into this, and it feels like something Spirit really wants you to look at and really, like, I'm hearing address. Okay. All right, Libra. Well, I will see you in the extended reading, but if I don't, I will see you in our next reading. And thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'll see you. Bye for now.